All right, guys, welcome back to Cold Pizza Watch Reviews. Today, I'm talking about the Dukwin Travel Watch Winder. You want to know what I think about it? Hold tight. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in to Cold Pizza Watch Reviews. Today, I'm talking about the Dukwin Travel Watch Winder. This is their YS22D. Now, I'm going to be putting a link to this winder in the description below. Also, they've given me a 5% off code as well, and I'm going to put that in the description, so make sure you go down there and check that out. So one thing first is I'm not new to Dukwin watch winders. I got one probably about 6 months ago for my birthday. My wife actually got it for me. She had no clue about watch winders. She picked it out on her own. But it wasn't one of these little small travel winders. Let me show you what it is, what she got me. It's this one. The big boy. This one holds 8. Actually, it will wind 8 watches simultaneously. This is the big Dukwin. So, I can't travel with that baby. Now, I love that watch winder. I keep a lot of mine on it all the time. I also have another small single unit, but it's not by Dukwin. So when they sent me an email and said, hey, would you like to try out this travel winder? I was like, sure. Little did they know I had their bigger unit. So I wanted to see how they would do on a compact travel version, and I'm really impressed with this. Now, first is that you can run it only on 2 AA batteries. Now that's key, whether you're going to use this for travel or you're in a dorm room, apartment, or you're going to be moving this around a lot. It's nice that you don't have to be stuck to a power cord. But once you find a spot for it, this takes a standard USB plug, then you have your USB adapter, and you're off and running, and you can plug this into the wall. So it isn't battery only, but I've been running it on these 2 AAs, and I have not run it down yet. So that's perfect. I like that they did that. Now, next up, if you buy multiple of these, so you buy one, you're like, I really like it, and I want to add a second, you can actually bridge them together or sync them together with this adapter cord. So you can stack them. You can have 2, 3. You can actually build like a wall of these winders and sync them with this adapter cord as well. So I like that. So if you're somebody that's like, I don't want a big unit like that, I just want to try one winder out, this is a great starter option. Another reason it's a great starter option, and what you need to look for when you're picking a winder, is the types of positions that the winder can do, and also the turns per day options. So let's talk about the YS22D. First off, positions. So the first position is just on off. Second position is clockwise only, because not all movements wind in both directions. The rotor doesn't wind in both directions. Some movements only wind in the clockwise position. Next is counterclockwise. Again, some movements will only wind in counterclockwise position. Their rotor will only wind that mainspring in that direction. Fourth, you've got clockwise and counterclockwise. And then fifth, they have this what they call fixed winding mode. So for 30 minutes, it will wind in a clockwise position. Then for the next 30 minutes, it will wind in a counterclockwise position. So you've got all the positions covered in this little travel unit, and I like that. Next is turns per day. So based on what your watch movement is, the turns per day is what you're going to dial in on the back of the watch winder. So let's say you've got a Rolex, you're probably going to be at 650. Let's say you have a Tissot, you'll probably be around 850. So you've got different turns per day that you have to pick based on the movement. And that information is out there on Google. You can just type in your watch or your movement and say, what's the turns per day? And there'll be a chart that you can cross-reference to determine how you should set the winder. But it's important that your winder has that ability. And the YS22D gives you 650 turns per day, 750, 850, 1,000, and 1950. So they've got that covered, again, in a small package. I like that. Now, this is what they call vegan leather. It's just a faux leather, but it feels just like real leather. And then you've got this black matte finish. It's really sturdy, feels like a solid winder. You don't feel anything shaking or clunking inside of it. So for me, I travel a lot, but it's mostly in a truck. I drive all over multiple states. So this is something that I don't mind throwing in a duffel bag and sitting it in my hotel room for 4 or 5 days and letting it run. I think it's a great option for that. Now you've got this dust cover here. You unscrew that. Now you have access to the watch. If you're wondering how do you get at it, that's it. Then you have this cuff that you just basically pull right out. There's your watch. It just snaps in and out. Very simple, just like the larger unit. The other thing that they did that I like is that on a lot of cheap watch winders, these cuffs aren't padded. This back portion isn't padded. It'll be plastic. And I'm sorry, plastic will scratch your watch up. So this is padded, and the portion that's touching the case back is padded as well. And it's spring-loaded. Now, if you watch any of my other videos, you know I got small wrists, 6.5 inches, and this works great. You can also remove this lower portion if you need to go smaller. This piece comes off, and you can take it off and go even smaller. So it fits a wide range of watches. So I knew that from the larger unit, and I like that ability. Some watch winders will just give you like a little pillow or a little foam pillow. I know because the other one I have, that's what you get. It's just a little pillow that you squeeze and you have to compress inside of it. Not a fan of that. I like this cuff and the way that it snaps in. It's great. Next is the motor. Now, even when I have all 8 running on this larger unit, I don't hear it. It makes no noise. You've got to really put your ear right up to it to even tell that it's running. So on this model, let's get it cranked up. You see we're running, and I'm going to put it, I mean, you don't hear anything. And that's important because, you know, just like me, wherever I'm at, that's where my watch is going to be. I'm not going to be in another room sleeping and have this across the house. I want to know where my expensive watch is. So if you don't want this in the same room making a bunch of racket, nice quiet motor. You see that there. Here's your adjustments on the back. 2 knobs, very simple. Your power and your sync cord option back here. Really well made. And again, right now, this is $79.99. I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't like this larger unit. I've had this for a while, had no issues with it. I think for a starter winder that covers all your bases, whether you're going to put on Christopher Ward in it or you're going to put in a $10,000 Rolex, I think you can feel safe and confident. This is a winder that covers all those bases. Now again, check out their coupon code in the description below. And they've got other colors. They've got blue, they've got orange, they've got, I think they've got a green version as well. I like the black. That's my favorite color anyway. But let me know what you think. Have you been entertaining a watch winder? Do you have any questions that I can possibly answer? Guys, put your comments below. And as always, I appreciate you tuning in to Cold Pizza Watch Reviews.